Hello there. Hi. Welcome. So it's just the two of us. There's myself and not the bagel.
Yes, the bagel is not here today. I am Dion.
He's not bageling. We are not bageling today. Not on my lobby. Right. Today we're talking about something different. What are we talking about? Because you know more than I do.
We're talking about some Star Wars rumours.
Hmm.
Now, I wanted to do this video because I've found a few videos about some rumours that were going around about possible shows that were coming out and people that were involved with them. So I thought, you know what, let's make a video about it. Now, we are playing Starfighter Assault at the same time, and I do have it on a notepad, so if I get distracted halfway through, yeah, I mean, it's almost like it's a podcast. It's recorded. It's like not live.
Yeah, pretty much. And sorry
Yeah, I
if I
mean, the
yawn.
biggest rumor is actually about how, basically, The Mandalorian Season 3 is apparently going to start filming, I think it's a week and a half from now. However, the rumor is that it's not going to be The Mandalorian at all, and that it's going to be Boba Fett.
Big
Boba Fett
Boba.
having a spin-off show.
Interesting indeed.
Now, I am not 100% certain as to the validity of these rumours, other than the fact that Boba Fett was going to have a movie, and he's appeared in The Mandalorian. And I'm pretty sure that there has been some sort of discussion about there being a Filoni-verse. So, if it is going to be a Filoni-verse where it's a spin-off of The Mandalorian, it's going to be set in that little bit of in that missing time after Return of the Jedi, I believe, and The Force Awakens. Because other than that, I don't see there being a point in it being a spin-off of The Mandalorian, because it would just be like, well, it's a spin-off, and well, I just killed myself. Oh well. Yeah, sorry. So. It wouldn't make sense for it to be set in the prequels or the originals where Mando isn't there.
No. It wouldn't.
I've also got the connection pop up, so if I start going all R2-D2 on the mic, just let me know.
Yeah, I'll try and, like, while you're sorting yourself out, try and keep it going, even though you know much more than I do. But yeah, it wouldn't make much sense, because we see him pop up there, but if it's a show somewhere completely different, it might throw people off a bit, potentially.
Yeah. I'm lagging like crazy. This is not good. But, yeah, I mean, there hasn't really been any information on this possible show, so I don't really see it happening, to be honest. Like, at this point, like, right now, I don't see it being filmed, because they haven't actually announced the show. Like, even Obi-Wan, like, the Kenobi show, they haven't, like, they announced it, but they hadn't started filming for a long time afterwards. Even the movie, they ended up changing it and saying, oh yeah, we're going to do a show instead. Long after the announcement. Now with Boba Fett, they haven't even announced a TV show, so I doubt that they would be filming it that soon from now without even announcing it. So, whilst I do believe that there is a possibility of a Boba Fett show, I do not believe it will be happening anywhere near as soon as some people believe. Now, the second show we're going to talk about, that there's rumours about, is the Leslie Headland Star Wars show. Now, Leslie Headland, I believe it was Epstein's assistant. If I'm wrong, correct me on that. She was hired by Kathleen Kennedy to hire a Star Wars show when Kathleen Kennedy, I believe, like, this is a bit of my own opinion here, but I believe she was doing it when she realised that the sequel trilogy was failing. So, it was kind of like the last hurrah of the agenda-driven identity politics. Now, this show is supposed to be a female-driven action thriller martial arts inspired show in an alternate timeline, and it's apparently supposed to heavily focus on the Force. Now, from all of this information, I believe it might be something to do with the Night Sisters, possibly, or the Jedi or Sith. Now, I say the Night Sisters because it's female-led, martial arts inspired, and about the Force. The Night Sisters fit all of those categories. The Jedi and Sith, there were females there, however, it wouldn't just be a female show at that point. Now, the fact that it's in an alternate timeline, there have been rumours that it's going to kick off a Star Wars multiverse. Now, after the whole fiasco of the sequel trilogy, I don't feel like it would be a good idea to introduce the multiverse with that show specifically. If they were going to introduce a multiverse, I'd suggest they do it with maybe Legends, but we all know how Disney feels about those. I mean, Kathleen Kennedy didn't even believe they existed for a while.
She's a genius.
Now, with this being an alternate timeline, there have also been rumours that Leslie Headland is going to try and rewrite certain philosophies that George Lucas brought into Star Wars. Now, she must realise that in doing that, she's just going to piss people off. Because she even admitted that she's in awe about how passionate Star Wars fans are. So, if she knows how passionate the Star Wars fans are, she should know that doing something so blatant to throw away the past is just going to piss them off, especially after the sequels. Now, apparently, Kathleen Kennedy and Leslie Headland have been hard at work trying to figure out how exactly to do this. But I just feel like it's Kathleen Kennedy trying to drag down as much of Star Wars as she can before she leaves. Now, those of you that know me will know that I am also a fan of another TV show that deals with alternate timelines known as The Flash. Now,
Damn it, Barry. Fucking up the timeline again.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, I'm a fan of that show, but one thing that I didn't enjoy was the alternate timelines getting a bit confusing, especially with characters like Eobard Thrawn, so I'm hoping that they don't end up having something similar happen here, because it does have the potential to be a good show. I'm a very big fan of martial arts and thrillers, action, but at the same time, with the agenda-driven nature of the show, I just feel like it's going to be held back by the mistakes of the sequel trilogy and maybe even repeat those mistakes, especially with some of the comments that Leslie Headland herself has made on that topic, about how she wants to, you know, have some female empowerment in there. Now, I've paraphrased it, she didn't say it like that, I don't actually remember the specific words, but yeah. The last bit of information, the last rumour about that show is that Brie Larson is involved.
Lord above.
Now, anyone that knows me and Chris will know we are very opposed to Brie Larson, that plank of wood, being in Star Wars.
Like, some of the movies I've enjoyed, like Kong, Skull Island, I think it was, I enjoyed that film, personally.
Yeah, not a bad
some of her
movie.
other works I'm not too fond of.
Yeah, I mean, she's... From what I've seen, at least in the MCU, she has maybe two emotions. Angry and nothing. Now, that could work if she was the right character, but with her agenda-driven politics, I do not believe it's a smart decision for her to be in Star Wars. Because Star Wars has enough troubles with the agenda-driven identity politics right now. But, at the end of the day, if she comes into Star Wars, I hope it's in the most insignificant role possible. Maybe like a
Jawa.
I don't know. A Jawa. I'd say maybe a janitor, just piss her off a little bit. You know, she deserves that treatment, not people like John Boyega, who are actually, you know, good actors who, you know, actually believe in a, like, yes, Brie Larson believes in a cause, but John Boyega believes in a cause that isn't at the expense of people that are not affected by those issues. Whereas Brie Larson just wants to belittle every male that she can to elevate the female population. Now, there was a few rumours about Brie Larson that she might play Ahsoka. Luckily, that's been debunked, and it's Rosario Dawson.
Ahsoka's
but
too
there
cool.
was also rumours. Pardon?
I said Ahsoka's too cool. We love Ahsoka.
Yes.
She's so cool.
If they had ruined that, I don't think anybody would ever forgive Disney ever again.
No,
it would be over. Especially a fan favourite character like that. I mean, how people have forgiven them after bloody Luke Skywalker is beyond me.
True.
But I mean, there were rumours that Brie Larson was going to be in the Knights of the Old Republic project that they were developing. Now, it was never confirmed what exactly the type of project was going to be, but the rumours were that she was going to play Revan or Bastila Shan. Now, Revan, in the original canon, yes, in the game you could be a male or female, but in canon, Revan was a dude. And if you are a heavy Star Wars fan, you've definitely seen some artwork of Keanu Reeves as Revan, and Chris and I have discussed this many times. We wholeheartedly agree Keanu should be Revan.
Yeah. Keanu Reeves.
Or Christian Bale as a younger version of Revan.
They're the two best bets right off the bat.
Yes, but Brie Larson does not have the acting range to play a character as complex as Revan. Because Revan was a Jedi, he was a Sith, he was both, he was more. He was everything and nothing. Hero, villain, saviour, conqueror. Like, to play a character like that, you need an actor that knows what they are doing. Now, one of the reasons we said that Keanu Reeves could do it is because he can command a presence, even though he's not the biggest guy. Revan commanded a presence, and he wasn't the biggest guy. He has the physicality for it, and he has the experience of doing active roles. And then beyond that, characters like Neo were very much centerpieces the way Revan was, in a sense that they weren't straight up, you know... Well, I mean, Neo might be a bad example, but Revan isn't, you know, this all-powerful being that does not struggle. I mean, he's pretty fucking powerful, but he struggles. Now, at the same time, one of the reasons we said Christian Bale is, well, he is a method actor who is very damn good at it, and he he literally became Batman for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Oh dear, 1 minute.
Oh no. Yeah, like Keanu, and also like I haven't. I could get hate for this if, you know, people see this and they're like, what? But I've never played Knights of the Old Republic 1 or 2. I've played the Old Republic PC game a bit, but not enough to know enough. And from images that I've seen, Keanu Reeves is like the best looking person to play Revan. And both him and Christian Bale can definitely pull off like the physicality, whether it be the builds or actually doing things. And they can pull off like they can both play a good range in the fact of what it would take to be Revan, sort of thing. Like Keanu Reeves, he's feckin' John Wick, for Christ's sakes. Like, that's good enough. Just instead of lightsabers, just give him pencils and he'll get the job done. And then Christian Bale, he pulled off a great Batman. People will be like, oh, this other Batman actor was better, maybe. But like Christian Bale, like, he's a method actor, but he can pull off a range of different things. Like, he can, maybe it's not the best thing to do for your health, but he will make himself like put on weight, lose weight, change his diet completely to play a role, and then he'll do it well. So
He went from
the best bets.
He went from something like 150 pounds to like 200 pounds in a few months for the Batman role.
Yeah. So, okay, sorry about that. My friend here, not the bagel, Leon has been called to have his dinner, which is fine. We'll keep running it. So yeah, Christian Bale and Keanu Reeves, when it comes to being Revenant, they are arguably the best bets for the job. Obviously, they could refuse it if they wanted to. They wouldn't have to play it out. But us two and a lot of people in the fan base would believe that they are the best bet to do it. And Disney should know that if they were to do an Old Republic era thing involving those characters, Revan and Bastila, if they were going to change anything about Revan, about Bastila, Jolee, Karth, Canderous, Jahani, T3, even though he's a bloody droid, like, they would get monuments of backlash. I don't want that. I don't think people want that, but when it's something close to people's hearts and they've grown up around these things, yes, sometimes you've got to accept change, but at the same time, you're going to know when not to change it, because it's just some things that are set. Like, if they were to decide to redo the MCU, but just have someone completely different play oops, I should break now, play Tony Stark, and then just completely disregard anything that Robert Downey Jr. had ever done, and then just rewrite as, this is actually Tony Stark now, this one that you've seen before, no, that's not Tony Stark anymore. Like, they would be uproar. Same thing with, I mean, obviously it's a bit different, because obviously there's been different Jokers since, but like with Heath Ledger's Joker, if they were going to remake a Dark Knight trilogy, and just have a different Batman, different Joker, and just be like, this is the way, there would be uproar. Because when people have done such a great performance, whether it be in a game, like how a character's been developed in a game, or a character's been played by an actor and actress, if you then try and redo it with the same characters but just a completely different person playing them, and basically rewriting a character and completely disregarding what they were beforehand, what people knew and loved, there's going to be backlash. It's what's going to happen. So it's not the best move to change a Revan. Have her play Bastila or maybe Satele. It is Satele, yeah, it's Satele. I'm thinking get confused with Satine for a second there. Yeah, I would play. Probably not the best bet. I mean, yes, same gender, whatever, but you gotta be very careful with how you're gonna handle it. And bloody hell, you'd be very smart with how they do it. Very smart. So it's just not the best bet to bring her into the franchise. It just caused too many issues. Not to say she'd never do any acting job again. 100%. Like, obviously she could still work. I'm not going to say don't work ever again. How dare you? Could be very smart, considering over the last couple of years it's been a very hot topic, anything to do with the franchise. It's very sketchy. It's very risky. You've got to do what's best for everyone in that respect. It's a very, very dangerous field of play, guys. Oh, I was wondering why this is taking forever. There's no one here. And franchises have already been affected enough by agendas and whatnot. Yes. Like, you want a strong female character? Perfect, go for it. But don't, like, disregard and disrespect things that have already been laid out to do that. That's where it gets iffy. I'm all for having a good character, supporting a cause, 100%, I'm all for it. But when it's at the expense of where everybody's been laid out, what people already know and love, when that isn't even disrespect in its own right, that's where it becomes, like, should have been played smarter. But yeah, so that's that. The other thing is a possible show that also rumoured, but we think is less likely right off the bat, because of how fresh it is, how little info there is and whatnot, is a possible Cara Dune and Bo-Katan show. And the reason why we think that's unlikely is we've already got a show about a Mandalorian, and a show of another one. Is that the best bet? It could work in time. That's because it's a similar issue with the whole deal with Boba Fett show. The Mandalorian show is still very new. It's still fresh. Obviously they've started the second season, but it hasn't been enough time to flesh things out and still delve into them. Like, it's just not enough yet. not to say it couldn't happen in the future. I personally think... Oh wow, people have joined in quick. I personally think a Cara Dune show in itself, maybe like going into her past as an Imperial Shock Trooper, that would be kind of cool. Getting to see her start off as a Shock Trooper and then what made her change her mind to stop being a Shock Trooper. I'd be for that. I would be all for that. That would be cool. Because then you get to see like the Galactic Civil War from a different perspective. From an Imperial soldier, like a Shock Trooper, to then, you know, what changed her mind, how long she was at, like, whether she started off thinking, yo, the Empire's cool, I like the Empire, I support the Empire, all for the Empire, this is the way. No, obviously not this is the way, but you know what I mean. That, and then, how long, like, what slowly made her decide to switch to, first off just ditching the Empire and then joining the Rebellion, I guess. That would be interesting to see, a bit like, in essence, what they did with Finn in like The Force Awakens. Just, you know, not then just kind of forgetting the character exists. And the history the character had. It would also be a good idea to not forget. Because, not gonna lie, I will watch the sequel. It's not my favourite films in the world, I'll admit that. But I don't hate them, nor do I hate people that enjoy them. If you enjoy them, that's cool. If I were sitting down with family or sitting down for a movie night with people and they were like, okay, we're gonna watch these, I'd sit and watch them. I won't complain. People enjoy them. I'm not gonna ruin the experience for them or try and get out of watching them. I'll still watch them. If I'm with people that want to watch them, cool. I'm game. Let's go. But things definitely could have been handled better, and I would hope that if they were to do a Cara Dune show showing her history as a Shock Trooper, that they don't forget, like, not core beliefs, but don't forget things, you know. Like, I don't know how old the character Cara Dune is, but like, you know, when she gets picked up by the Empire, I don't know how they do troop selection. Maybe that's not a necessity. But, you know, it would be interesting to see. With Bo-Katan, I guess that would be after she'd left the Empire. Maybe, like, those Mandalorians are what got her out of the Empire. And then to the Rebellion, because I know Bo-Katan would have known of the Rebellion. Well, yeah, she must have done, yeah, because they fought with her on Mandalore when they went for Sabine's mum. That's it, yeah. To get rid of the Empire off her, with get rid of Gar Saxon and that, yeah, stuff like that. So she definitely knows of the Rebellion, so that might have a link to it, and that's why. Then the Cara Dune. Why is my brain not working? Yeah, Cara Dune then working with the Rebellion, so it could be both actually, a Cara Dune and then a Cara Dune Bo-Katan show. It could go from one to the next, like say with Mandalorian season 1 would basically just be the Mandalorian, and then obviously your Grief Karga, your Cara Dune, your baby, your other child and all that. And by season 2 it'd be the Mandalorian and the crew more so. Because I know by the end it was Mandalorian and his crew by the end of it. But this would be maybe from episode 3 or 4, like from like the second half, and then they could do the similar thing with the Cara Dune show if they were making that. That is, I'm rambling. Pardon me. But it's all just theories right now. Nothing is set in stone as of yet. It's too soon to know of anything. There isn't enough information. It's not enough knowledge as of right now. In time there could be. Obviously, only time will tell. Can't know for sure yet. But that's all I really have to say on that matter. I can't think of anything else that we wanted to talk about. I mean, Dion had the research and the notes, and obviously he's not here now for the second half, so it's just me. And I'm just trying to rack my brain for anything I can possibly remember. Even though we talked about this before starting this. So I hope those little bits here and there were helpful. Interesting. You know, make you think yourself and do a little bit of research by your own and whatnot. But yeah, that's all I have to give as of right now. So tune in when more information has been found.